Oh, we are dealing with so many different things in one meeting. If you don't allow discipline to come from inside, then obedience will look like oppression. Then boundaries will look like you're being constricted. I have always said year in, year out, that the narrow way looks narrow when you're outside, until you come by the narrow gate, until you come by the way of the cross. Then you discover that this narrow way has so much liberty in it.
Amen.
You don't even know what to do with yourself. There is so much space to maneuver in what looks like the narrow way. But it looks narrow when you're on the outside. When you have killed the flesh, and every time it resurrects, you are willing to go on the offensive and nail it back on the cross. When you're willing to die to yourself every day, and you're willing to give your body as a living sacrifice every day, then suddenly you discover that the battles that people are fighting no longer have that much hold over you. And when you fight one day and you win, the next day you are not starting that fight at the same level. I guarantee you.
Amen.
The enemy will tell you winning today doesn't matter, but it matters. Tell your neighbor, winning today matters.
Winning today matters.
Winning today matters. Because when you get to the next day, you will be coming with additional confidence. You will be coming with additional grace. You will be coming having tact and experience that tells you it is possible. How do you overcome stinginess? Because let me guarantee you, stinginess can be excused by poverty, but it cannot be cured by wealth. You didn't hear. I think stinginess can be excused by a state of brokenness, but it cannot be cured by getting more money. You don't become liberal because you have more money. If you're going to be a bountiful giver, you will be a bountiful giver even when you are broke. Because it's an attitude. It's a space you are in. It's a mindset. You may not give money, but you give your time. You give your energy. You give your service. You look for an opportunity to spend and be spent. You connect with things. You engage. You are not someone who is sitting waiting to be served. You have an attitude that you are a participator. And when you get money, then you participate financially. But it has to come from a place where originally you are already a giver. He gives bread to the eater and seed to the sower. You have to be qualified to be a sower for seed to come your way. Or did you hear what I said? So you reverse the cycle by changing who you are intrinsically. That's how the cycle works. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, how much time do we have? Oh, we still have quite some time. I love it.
Hallelujah.
Ooh. This is good. This is good. Glory be to God. This is a recap from last time. What is the king's interest in order? Because if you have grown up in the environment that I grew up in, then most of what you have had is that God has given you power. How many of you have heard that the Lord has given you power? God has not given us a spirit of fear, but He has given us a spirit of power. But we don't finish. Power, love, and a sound mind. So it is true that God has given us power. And if you are a Christian who is comfortable being powerless, the enemy will give you experiences that your intellect will not be able to undo. The devil does not disappear because you have decided to dismiss power. planning does not make the devil disappear. Oh, bad planning can invite him, but good planning does not chase him away either. He can still lurk there and attempt to intermeddle. So God has an interest in you having order. And I laid that out very clearly. I will recap the 7 things. 1, he demonstrated the need for order by how he brought creation. He did not create fish before water. Where would the fish be? He didn't create trees before land. He understood that the context was necessary for the trees to thrive. Air was necessary for birds to fly. Water was necessary for fish to swim. There was clear order demonstrated in the sequence of creation. Number 2, he gave very specific instruction to Moses. Number 3, he gave precise measurements in describing the heavenly temple and the New Jerusalem. He could not have that level of precision if he did not make and create them without the same level of precision. He could convey it because that level of precision was involved in creation. Number 4, he gave very clear order for guidance in the family. Number 5, he set specific offices with specific responsibilities in the body of Christ. Number 6, he gave specific gifts to specific people. There are gifts I have that you don't. There are gifts you have that I don't. That is why everyone needs to come together to deliver the will of God. Number 7, the lesser is always blessed by the greater. The lesser is always blessed by the greater. That is an order in which blessings flow. This last one may look something very simple. And from a humanistic mindset, many of us confuse giving that is meant to convey honor. We confuse it with giving alms. When someone is broke, you give them alms. When you want to honor someone, listen to Manoah trying to honor God through the angel who was saying, please don't leave. Let me offer you something. Listen to Abraham talking to the 3 visitors. If I have found favor, don't leave. Allow me to kill something for you and prepare a meal for you. Listen to Abraham talking to Melchizedek. He says, let me give you a tithe of everything. He realized that this one is greater than him. He had just conquered 5 kings. That kind of giving is not what you give pocket change. You don't give pocket change to people you honor.
Amen.
Otherwise, you convey the wrong message. If someone knocks on the window of your car and says you're broke, you can take 5 bob, 10 bob and give them, and they should say thank you. You understand what I mean? But if you are giving, imagine someone has worked in a company for 50 years. They are 67 years old. They are retiring, they have no energy. Then the company decides to give them a wheelbarrow. That is a slap in the face. What do they do with a wheelbarrow at the age of 67? That is not a honorable gift. The gifts that you give when you're honoring people need to be the gift that show that there is honor. There is greatness that you have recognized in them. That is why you're giving. That was free of charge. Amen. Hallelujah. Next slide. Many of us don't know. The reason why we don't walk in favor is we don't know how to say thank you to people who are greater than us. People do you a solid. They open doors for you. You are thriving. You go back and say, oh, I'm so grateful. Thank you. That one you could have sent an SMS. Why would you go all the way to their face? They came in at a critical time and turned things around. And you treat them casually. Prepare yourself well. Tell your neighbor, prepare yourself well. That is why when you go to your in-laws, don't go in a rush. Brothers, can I hear an amen? Amen. Prepare yourself well. You're going to say thank you for them organizing this bride for you. Amen. Amen. And the bride needed nappies change. You are nowhere. They tolerated that process. You have to say thank you. Amen. You're not sure whether to laugh or say I can see the expression in your face. Until it's a full-grown adult. So when you show up, you can actually make the parents of the bride think that you are a stubborn individual. You have no sense. And you didn't say anything verbally wrong. It is the esteem that you told them by the gift you presented. Told them that you're not taking them seriously. You are next to a brother, tell them not something. Next slide. We're here. The power of kingdom order. You have already read these. I already went through them last time. I don't need to discuss them again. What does it bring? Peace, strength, peace, productivity, reliability. It protects fairness and justice, delivers safety, generates stability. Next slide. I talked about the areas of kingdom order, and we got ready to start on the first one. So instead of going much into the rest, remember the first level is kingdom order in one's personal life. Next slide. And this is where I want us to delve into today. Kingdom order in your personal life. We seem to have an epidemic of churchgoers whose lives are disordered. We have such an epidemic until everyone has agreed that it is almost impossible to have order because they can't seem to find it. When Moses was born, every Jew that had been born to that day for 400 years had been in captivity. Because we don't have a record of any of them being more than 400 years old, even the people who were his own parents had known nothing but slavery. How did God want to start tipping the scale? Listen to the question that Manoah asked the angel regarding the life of Samson. How shall we order the child? The ordering of the child was the beginning of the departure from the slavery in Egypt. Because the man started being ordered in an environment that had no slavery in it. Therefore, his mindset started having the possibility of not being a slave. Yes. Sometimes you have been where you have been for so long until you can't believe for anything different. That is why modeling, my friends, is very important. Because it is only modeling that can cancel the things people have been hearing. When people hear you can't do it, the best message you can preach to people who have been told that your destiny is in poverty is for you to grow up in that environment and make it so badly until they are embarrassed. Amen. Make it ridiculously. Amen. Don't make it until people just think it is normal. Amen. Make it until it makes people nervous. Amen. You're not hearing me. When everyone believes that relationships don't work, make yours work until they think you are acting. Amen. Make your relationship work until they think you are faking it. Amen. Oh, glory to God. You have to have a resolve inside of you that says, this one is not just for me. This is for the brothers and sisters who the enemy took down. And God will anoint you for the attitude and vision that you have. If your attitude and vision is that this is just about you, you will get enough grace to do something for you. But when you start thinking generationally, the grace on you supersedes the needs for your own personal life. Because you now start being in the space where you start carrying government on your shoulders. Oh, I'm getting into another thing. This was not meant to be today. When scripture says government will be on his shoulder, he came to correct errors that had been perpetuated from Adam's time to his arrival. 4,000 years of oppressive human existence. And he came to set in motion a government which will have no end. The scripture says, and of his reign there shall be no end. Therefore, the anointing that he carries, the grace that he carried, men could get angry with him and push him to the edge of a cliff. And the same men who wanted to throw him off a cliff, he could just sit there and decide, okay, enough of this nonsense. And he walks right through the same crowd that was shouting. Read that scripture. Nothing changed about the crowd. And 1 minute they had the power to push him to the edge. Next minute, he walked through as if it's a different crowd that had been brought. He came to die, but not that way. Oh, you didn't hear what I said. He came to die, but not that way. Not that way, no. He was not killable by being thrown out over a cliff.
No.
That could not work. It was not possible. And because they had reached as far as it was possible, their assignment ended. And he walked back home. There is an attitude of boldness that you cannot have if you think this fight is just about you. Because you may decide that you're okay being oppressed. But when you realize that you will have sons and daughters who will never see liberty, if you allow what sat on your father to sit on you,
Amen.
If you allow the thing that is terrorizing your sisters to terrorize you,
yes, sir.
If you allow the track record of your cousins, that everyone reaches a certain age and suddenly non-transmissible, non-communicable diseases just come visiting, and you decide that it's okay, this is what happens in our family, you need to start believing God for an anointing that puts full stops on generational issues.
Amen.
Whether it is poverty, whether it is sickness, whether it is weakness, whether it is being nobodies, you need to believe that you have a transformational calling in your life. Otherwise, you will live like a normal person. You will see a mountain and ask yourself, why should I take on Goliath when there are people who are trained to be warriors and they didn't throw a stone? Say, even me, I'm a shepherd, I'll go back home. The people who should fight Goliath are those ones. If you do that, you will never be a king. The king's daughter will never be yours.
Amen.
Oh, I don't know if you're hearing that. You will marry your neighbor's daughter, not the king's daughter. Let me drink some more water. None of David's elder brothers married the king's daughter. They had the uniform, but the king's daughter never became theirs. The same thing which made them not get anointed when David was back there taking care of sheep. The attitude of doing just enough.
Amen.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
The attitude of doing just enough. This is not about me, so why should I care?
Amen.
Why should I care? You should care because God sent you in the fullness of time. You are needed in this generation. You are needed in this time. You are needed in this season. God never allowed you to be born accidentally.
Yes, sir.
You are here because you are needed in this time and in this season.
Yes.
You are needed in this time. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
It's not just about you. It's not just about you. When that becomes clear to you, oh dear Lord, the hunger in you changes. your willingness to pay a price changes. The discipline in you changes. The resolve in your life changes. The sacrifices you're willing to make change. Because you realize it's not just about you. It was never just about Moses. That is why when his elder brother and sister picked a fight about an Ethiopian woman, God took it personally because they thought it was just about Moses. When Dathan, Korah, and Abiram took it upon themselves to cut Moses down to size, God took it personally because it was never just about Moses. Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Tell your neighbor it's not just about you.
It's not just about you.
But you have to live as if it's not just about you. You have to live as if it's not just about you.
Yes, Lord.
You have to prepare yourself as if it's not just about you. I wish somebody today would decide. If you didn't go to an Ivy League school, let it be a decision that if my own children will not go to an Ivy League school, my grandchildren must go.
Amen.
If for any reason my own kids don't go, their kids will go places I never saw with my own heart.
Amen.
Become a generational champion. Become a generational champion. Say there will not, if God will take you where He wants to take you, say there will not be a church in your vicinity that will meet under a tree when you are alive.
Amen.
Doesn't matter the label that they have. If they are serving the king, pay rent for churches that you're not a member of.
Amen.
Oh, you don't know how to make the king deposit his resources in your account. Maybe the ones who are there, they're sincere, but they're not disciplined enough. And their father still loves them. But because they are not disciplined, he has to use one of his other sons to help them. One of his other daughters to help them. Be the person who God uses when he needs to sort out people's problems.
Amen. Amen.
I wish you would hear what I'm saying. Not that you create problems for people. Not that you talk about people's problems. But you solve people's problems. You pray for people and then you get up and you do something about it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go into kingdom order. I'm trying to get into this one. You must build your life with understanding that what you are setting in place will be for several decades.
Yes, sir.
It is only fools who try to pass exams through cheating. They don't realize that the knowledge they need is for the day that they are the only thing between a convict and life in prison. That the knowledge will one day be the only thing between people, innocent people in a building, and dead bodies in a collapsed building. If they don't study well in their courses in engineering, in their courses in law, in their courses in architecture, in their courses in political science, they may be the only force standing between political disintegration and nation building.
Yes, sir.
But they are skipping on class because they are short-sighted. They think it's about passing class. Build what you're building. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, whether it's a family, build it with longevity in mind. I reminded myself less than a year ago that goodness, I may just be at about the midpoint. And that happened when the enemy was starting to minister certain untruths to me. He said, it's time to slow down. It's time to slow down. You need to start having a retirement game plan now. Your mindset should be winding up now. I realize, my goodness, I'm hardly halfway. Which team refuses to come out of the locker room after halftime? Which team ever does that? Hey! Who on a half-time break, then decide to change jerseys, wear their moccasins, and walk out of the stadium. That is the time they re-strategize. That's the time they sit down and the coach gives them and tells them, this is how well you play in quarter one, in the first half. You need to change your strategy. You need to regroup. You need to strengthen this. You are running too slow when you're on the wing. This is how ball possession. Guys, carpet ball. You guys are looking at me like you only play chess. Tell your neighbor, build with understanding that you are building for the long term. Number two, you must avoid the danger of short-sightedness when you're planning. Anybody who has been sitting under kingdom charge and does not have a 5-year plan up to now, you are robbing yourself. I'm not talking of the quality of the 5-year plan. You must by now know that the least that you need is a 5-year plan. Even if it is scrappy, but it forces you to realize that you intend to be here for the next 5 years.
Yes, sir.
It forces you to realize that. And at the end of that 5 years, you will be 29, you will be 30, you will be 28, you will be 26. What must you have done by that age? You will no longer have the cushion of your current social circle. Whether it is in the physical neighborhood, unless you are planning to stay in that same neighborhood in the next 5 years. That means you are not seeing any change. You need to be thinking, you need to be dreaming, you need to be believing for something different. You must start planning now. You must start planning now, because it is a critical element of kingdom order. And short-sightedness will stop you from planning, thinking you are taking things as they come. Where do you find that in scripture? Where do you find that pattern of living in the world among the patriarchs? That they just took things as they came. When you're short-sighted, you will be impressed by doing well today. You will be impressed by a title today. You will be impressed by a good harvest in one season. And then you rest on your laurels. You will be impressed by a good connection today. You will be impressed if you're a musician by a good CD that you dropped. And every time, oh, what can we go to do? Then you think you have become a star. Listen. There are people who are called one-hit wonders. The only thing that happens when you have the first hit is that you are qualified to be a one-hit wonder. You are qualified to join a class of ignoble people. You are not listening to me. For you to have staying power, you must think different and at a different level. The third thing, while your current state is the result of many factors, many of which you have no control of, it is neither permanent nor final if you determine to change it. I have put in bold and caps if you determine to change it. Nothing will change until you decide to change it. Nothing will change until you decide to change it. So long as you hide under, I'm a woman, I can't do this, nothing will change. You say, I'm a youth, I can't do this, nothing will change. You say, I am this tribe, I can't do this, nothing will change. You say, I'm just studying this, nothing will change. So long as you have an excuse why your situation needs to remain the way it is, nothing transformative can materialize in your life. You need to get to a point where you determine, you make an intelligent decision that things are going to change. The king calls you as you are, but he loves you too much to leave you the way you are. The plans of God, as I've said, require certain order for them to be attained. And don't fall for the allure of transformation by effortless impartation. Let me unpack this a little bit more. Don't fall for the lure of transformation by effortless impartation. For those of us who understand that there is actually something called impartation, it is real. Listen to Deuteronomy, the very last chapter. The Bible says, and Joshua was full of the spirit of wisdom because Moses had laid his hands on him. That scripture poses several challenges for those who use cleverness to define wisdom. Now, I know it is widespread that for the sake of pragmatic church growth, we have said that wisdom is the correct application of knowledge. No, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. It is like saying love is positive feelings towards somebody. Positive feelings towards somebody are a consequence of love, but they do not constitute love in themselves. Because lust also does that temporarily. Listen to the brother who lusted after his own sister, and when he had done what he needed to do, he hated her seriously. So positive feelings do not constitute love. Just like the correct application of knowledge does not constitute wisdom, even though it is the outworking of wisdom. It is one of the manifestations of wisdom. Knowing when to be silent is also an outworking of wisdom. Are you listening to me? Wisdom teaches you to hold your tongue when you're in the presence of people greater than you. Wisdom teaches that when you are before a king and you put a knife to your throat. What does that mean? If you are a man given to a robust appetite and you are invited into a high table, don't eat like there is no tomorrow. You may not make it back to that table again. Oh, you're not here. So the correct is just one of the facets of wisdom. It does not embody the entirety of wisdom. But because of the superficiality and the monkey see, monkey do that we have perpetuated, then we have decided to read. Now, listen. I really have to make sure that this thing is properly handled. The Bible talks about Daniel, and it talks about the spirit of wisdom was in him. Are you saying that the entire story of Daniel was a series of correct application of knowledge? If you know people are setting you up to kick you out of office because of your religious life, the normal person would tone down their religious life so that the strong passes. He said, open the windows and facing Jerusalem, he prayed. He was aware of what was coming, but realized that fear of men leaded it to great difficulty. He decided he would rather fall in the hands of God than the hands of men. The Bible says, the second spirit of the Lord, the spirit of knowledge, the spirit of power, the spirit of and then Jesus is the correct application of knowledge. I think I have prosecuted that matter enough. If you fall for the allure, I was given out of this thing. But imparted to you from an external entity can only carry you through the duration of its half-life. What do I mean by the duration of its half-life? If it is a grace that allows you to thrive in certain areas, you must own that grace and translate it into your own. need that to help you get started. But you cannot look at longevity simply by running after impartations. And in this particular side, my brethren, we know each other. Amen? Amen. Even you are watching, I don't need to label us. We know each other, right? We are an impartation crew. Where everything requires an impartation. Even bad manners, we want an impartation. To correct poor discipline, to correct lack of planning, we go for an impartation. There are things that are